Hi, I'm Taylor Wells. Welcome to Best Life Ever. I'm so happy you're here. So this is a request from one of my 4:30 a.m. students. I teach a class at 4:30 a.m. At Prana Power Yoga Newton. You should come sometime. And by the way, if you have requests for my videos, send them to Philippe. No, just email me, and I will probably film a video about it. So here's the request. So my student is a student at a university in the Boston area. I'll keep it confidential. And she's also a supermom, and she also works. So she's in a master's program. She's working and she has kids and she's married. So she has a lot going on. And she's a yogi. And so she was saying that she does things really well generally. And there was this paper or this project, and she had all this stuff was due. And there's this guy in her class. Oops, did I just hit the mic? There's this guy in her class, and he's married with kids, but he's from Europe, and so his kids and his family are in Europe, so he has all this time to study, and he's does all the required reading and all the suggested reading, those people. That was me, by the way, in graduate school. I was really annoying. It was before I had kids. So she basically, she can't do that. She just can't. And so she just did what she could. She finished her papers, and then this project, she did an outline, and it wasn't her best work. But, so she passed it in, and it wasn't the final thing. And she also took the day off Saturday to do something with her kids, which I think is important. So she was saying, how do I learn from this process? How do I learn? First of all, she didn't really know what they wanted, so she was kind of testing waters. But also, how do I learn from this instead of beating myself up? Oh, it wasn't perfect, blah, blah, blah. So you're the master at that. He's really good at, I'm more of the type A before yoga. Virgo, check it all off, do it so thoroughly. And Philippe's really smart, and he's really, I'm smart too, but you're smart about just doing what's required, right? So what would your advice be to her?
Well, I think that, school is sort of tougher in general anyway, because most of what we do later on in life is really teamwork. And so kind of knowing what people are looking for is a big deal, especially when you're working outside of school. And when you're in school, it's kind of more difficult to really know what it is that people are looking for. I think that, she's just obviously got to do the best she can do, but in the end, what it's going to come down to in her future in terms of doing her best work ever, it really actually will come down to exactly what she said, which is knowing what people want. And I think that when you're in a work environment that is supportive and appropriate and good for you, it's an environment where you actually know what people want. And in general, I think that's the biggest challenge, is if you don't know what people want, then you're never going to be able to produce it. And if you know what people want, then usually it's a challenge. It'll take some time, but it's completely doable.
Totally. So I completely agree with that. And so my answer is yoga, which she's already doing, because when you practice, you have the foundation to have clarity. And you're very wise. Okay, what is this? Because you can just spin your wheels, working, reading, la la, and then who cares? The person who knew what they wanted, wrote the not A+, report, or what was it called? What did she do? She did the preliminary, whatever it was called. But then for the actual paper knew what they wanted. When she was trolling, she was okay, what do they want? And then then she hit it out of the park, right, for the actual paper. So I think, yeah, it's knowing what people want and knowing what matters, which is a metaphor for life. And if you practice yoga, you have the foundation to know what people want and know what matters. See, isn't it nice? It all comes around. We just keep talking about the same stuff. I hope that answered your question. Have the best day ever. Namaste.